Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube. We got this new card, which I played against it recently and it was absurd. I don't even know how to say this. Othari Sun's Glory. It is 5 mana, so you can only have so many 5-drops, but 5 mana, Flying Lifelink Haste. Already insane. The extra ability to be able to just tap a single Rebel. Wait, oh my goodness. I didn't even realize that it makes Rebels and you can tap Rebels and bring it back. This card's unkillable. So you attack. You make 1/2/2 that's tapped and attacking because you get an experience counter. And then the next time you attack, you'll get 2/2/2s. And if the rebel survives and this dies, you can just bring it back. The card's like straight up unkillable. I like that, but I'm gonna take Ragavan. Haven't drafted red yet, and I do like playing red. I think Ragavan's just a ridiculous card, and there's a chance that card comes around. I don't think you can have that many 5-drops, and there are so many good 5-drops in the cube. That you can only have so many, but it is good. Here we could take Scalding Tarn, that'll help us stay open. Remand's probably the other option. I don't know how playable Rabbit Battery is, but it's kind of fun. I'm just gonna take the Tarn though. There's Chandra, there's Oko. Chandra helps us stay, open. We have Ragavan to go with that. Oko is much stronger. This card's just messed up. It is cheaper, but that requires us going into 2 colors. And here's the other problem. We passed Remand, which was probably the best card in the last pack. Wait, was Mox Opal in the cube before? I don't think it was. This is a cool include. I like it. I don't, we passed Remand was the best card in the last pack, and now there's Woodfall Primus is, Otawara, some other blue-green duels. So even if we take Oko, we're kind of passing signals that people who want to go into blue-green might be. If we take Chandra, we're passing 0 red cards. So, I think when you combine those 2 factors together, we're already in red, and we're passing nothing in red. I think that's a reasonable sign to go that route. It also means we're not getting past red cards, though. Alright, I have the time, let's read this card. At the beginning of your end step, put a counter on this and scry 2. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. If that player doesn't, you mill X cards, where X is the number of influence counters on it. That player loses life equal to the total mana value of those cards. I see. So if you have really high mana value cards, you could just start hitting your opponent for damage. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's weird. It still just does a bunch of random stuff, but it is cool. There's a Danto Vanguard. Chrome Host Seed Shark is good when we cast non-creature spells. Tahili is kind of cool. I'll take the Vanguard. This whole pack's pretty bad for us. There's a Wasteland. Wow, green is ridiculously open. Craterhoof, Primetime, Titania, Wasteland, Sheldock. I think I'm gonna just take this Wasteland. It's so good. So it seems like red's being cut, but we should get red in pack 2 because whoever is taking the red from us, this direction, the people to our left aren't seeing any red cards. So we should get red cards later on. Retrofitter Foundry, Showdown of the Scald, Student of Warfare. I do have Scalding Tarn, which can grab a Hallowed Fountain as well. This pack's pretty bad as well. I think I'm just going to take the Foundry. It's a good card that'll help us stay open in many archetypes. And now we know, we have a better idea of what's open. Abrade, Skyclave, Figure of Destiny. I mean, Skyclave Apparition's just messed up. I have not even touched white yet, so could it finally be time? It hurts deep down that there's no chance of me getting Mana Tithe, though. Alright, there's a Gideon. I'll take a Gideon. The Raven Inspector is very good. I don't know what this card does. Trample Haste 4/4/4. When it deals combat damage to opponent, it also hits Planeswalkers or battles. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just take Gideon. Gideon's messed up. For curve considerations, I could see taking Thraben Inspector, but just the raw power of Gideon is so hard to beat. I've played so many games of Cube where my opponent just resolves a Gideon, and I just lose. Or so many games where I resolve Gideon and my opponent loses. Well, alright. We got Othari Sun's Glory. Elspeth Conqueror's Death is also pretty good, but I talked about this card a lot. I've never played it. I want to try it out. It's in the colors we're in, and it looks pretty sweet. So we could play this as a 3-mana 3/3 flying that gives stuff effects. Otherwise, I could play Elspeth Sun's Champion and go even bigger. I mean, Boros Planeswalkers isn't really the direction you're supposed to go, but I haven't really done that in a while, so let's go big Boros. This is like, I don't even know if Ajani's still in the cube. They probably cut Ajani for this. The Boros Ajani's like one of my favorite planeswalkers. And I just love playing that card because the ultimate of destroying all the lands your opponent has feels so good. I mean, I guess I'll take Sylva's Spirit. There is like a small consideration for Mox Opal if I go like really deep into Artifact Boros, but I think Sylva's Spirit's just a good card. Yeah. What does this card do again? I know the meld thing or whatever. Artifact, instant, or any sorcery spells are cheaper, and then if you have both, you can meld it. Seems kind of bad. But I mean, I guess you have the dream of melding both. Okay, so white opened up a lot. I think. Okay, I was gonna say I think red's getting cut, but like a last pick Sulfuric Vortex makes me think otherwise. Mana Crypt is so good in this deck. I know Mox Sapphire is there, but like Mana Crypt lets Gideon come down turn 2, Chandra come down turn 2. This is like the perfect deck for Mana Crypt. I'm very happy about that. Obviously, I'd like to have both, but Mox Sapphire will be off color anyway, so 0 mana for 1 mana, much worse than 0 mana for 2 mana. GT. I mean, Reprieve is awesome, Smuggler's Copter is good, but GT is just like so unbelievably broken. It's unreal. Just take the card, play it, be happy about it. If your deck has like more than 4 creatures, GT is like first pickable in almost every situation. This pack's pretty bad. Usher the Fallen. I mean, I could take a Mana Drain and move it more into blue-white. Like, I don't think Usher the Fallen really matters. Spectral Procession is an option, but again, that probably comes around, so I think Robber the Rich is like whatever. So I'll take this just in case blue-white ends up being like really open this direction, because all the other cards are pretty replaceable from that pack. And Mana Drain is good in a deck like this, because if you can Mana Drain and then like land Elspeth on turn 4 or 3, like that's really good. Okay. We get Counterspell, Ledger Shredder, Parallax Wave. I mean, whoever's blue cards I'm taking is probably gonna be pretty sad. Ledger Shredder is also interesting, but the problem is this deck's like pretty chunky. Like I don't have that many cheap cards to trigger a Ledger Shredder. So I'll just keep taking the blue spells as long as they keep coming around. And maybe we just cut these two and like maybe have a light splash of Othari. This is kind of making me regret not taking Elspeth Conquers Death. But we got like last pick Sulfuric Vortex. Like it's just very strange what's happening. Talisman of Creativity versus Council's Judgment. I'll take this, I guess. That's the Jeskai Triumph, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, and Palace Jailer in the same pack. Yeesh. I mean, Palace Jailer's pretty messed up. Is there ever a chance Palace Jailer comes around? Probably not. I'm just gonna take it. I mean, we could just end up mono white. It's just, this card's so good. Inspiring Vantage, Leyline Binding is not really good fit for us. Spell Pierce would be good in this deck. I mean, it is kind of a late Spell Pierce. Alright. Yeah, blue is open. Blade Splicer, Ephemerate. Ephemerate right now is just good with Palace Jailer, so I think I'll take the Blade Splicer first. Factor Fiction is interesting. Because our deck doesn't really have card draw right now, and I do have Mana Drain, Counterspell, Spell Pierce. Maybe I'll take this. Just help bridge the gap between early and late game. Colonnade's great. Lorna of the Third Path is also tempting, but I think if I do want to play these cards, Colonnade is the card for us. Reprieve, amazing. I'll take that. Honestly, kind of better than Mana Tithe in this kind of deck, although I wish I could get both. Alright, I mean, red dried up. We got a last pick Sulfuric Vortex, but someone is drafting red, I think. Yeah, see, all the cards I was thinking about wheeled. Guess I'll take this, I don't know. Parallax Wave is a good sideboard option. And, I mean, there's a world where this is a Thran Dynamo deck. I think my curve is getting lower. Like, ideally, I guess I end up cutting these and just play, like, a bunch of good, cheap, interactive stuff. Trinket Made for Mana Crypt's pretty good. Runaway Steam. Okay, maybe the red card, I don't know what's happening in red. Okay. I will have Mana Crypt and Soul Ring in this deck. I mean, Teferi would be good, Solitude, all this stuff, but you don't pass up on this. Okay, now I'm playing expensive stuff for sure. Not that, but yeah, I mean, I could even run Thran Dynamo now just to make sure I can ramp out like the really crazy stuff like Teferi. No problem. we can play a Teferi. Stoneforge for GT is like fine. I just don't think Stoneforge is that good because like GT is just good. I guess having 2 copies of GT is a little good, but I'm gonna take this because we can play this on like literally turn 2. Yeah. I do kind of regret. I kind of wish I had that Mock Sapphire now. But I think this deck is basically just play Gideon, Teferi, or Elspeth as fast as we possibly can, and then hope for the best elsewhere. Here we have... I think I just have to take Sparta's Headquarters. It's an on-color duel. This makes Scalding Tarn be able to get our colors, and like Dak Faden's cool, Relic Order I like a lot, but this makes like so many fetches support our mana base so much better. Ooh, this pack's bad. I mean, oh, Talisman of Progress. That's actually really good. Never mind. We're happy about that. One big problem I have with the talismans is they all look the same to me. The signets had like the colors on them, but like all of the talismans to me look like pristine talisman. So I'm like, oh, it's just a colorless thing, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, this is, you know, it is in my colors. It adds blue and white. Ooh, Adeline versus Treachery. Probably just Adeline. They're both really good. Actually, how's my creature removal? I have Jite, counter magic. Not that much. You know what? White's been open a lot. I think I'm gonna take Treachery and hope Adeline wheels. Most of this has to do with, you know, me being short on creature removal, but could work. First Metamorph. Return permanents with mana value 3 or less. Not that good in our deck, so I'll take Metamorph. It helps with our colored mana situation, like it's good with Soul Ring and things like that. What I mean by it helps with the mana situation is it's a card we can play regardless of what colors we end up drawing. I mean, this deck looks sweet. We're definitely getting cut on blue. We just sniped Counterspell Mana Drain from the blue player who we're playing with. Guardian Scale Lord. 5 mana 3/4. When it attacks, return non-land permanent with mana value X or less, where X is this creature's power, and it has backup. So if I put this on like a 3-drop, I can get back a 2-power dude. I could just play Chart of Course to help my mana work, or I can play Subtlety, because I mean, just hardcasting Subtlety is kind of gross. It helps us play our tempo game. Yeah, let's hardcast a Subtlety. Seachrome Coast, Elite Spellbinder, Miscalc. I have enough playables, so let's just take mana. I would love both of those cards, but the one thing that will make our deck better is mana, because we're gonna end up making cuts anyway. Probably cutting Thran Dynamo. I could see sideboarding Elish Norn, depending on what we see. Wow, Solitude, Cryptic Command, Porcelain Legionnaire. Unlikely to have the mana for Cryptic Command. We'll take Solitude. Both on-color pitch elementals is really nice. Probably cutting Elish Norn. We'll see. Elish Norn's so good in so many matchups. But right now we have 25 playables, so I still have to make cuts. I think Student of Warfare is probably a cut. Oh, Lion Sash is good. Happy about that. I could probably cut Usher the Fallen for Lion Sash. And then, is this a Torrential Gearhulk deck? I have Factor Fiction, Mana Drain, Counterspell, Reprieve, Spell Pierce. Or I can play Containment Priest to keep things alive, or I can play Lyn and Relic Order because it's just good. Kind of like the Gearhulk Avenue. I don't know. That might be wrong. Flicker Wisp, I have Palace... Oh, she came around. Okay. Probably not playing... I wasn't playing any of those. Maybe taking Containment Priest for the sideboard makes more sense. I was not expecting Adeline to come around. What do we cut? I mean, Trigger Mage is insane here now. Dig Through Time. I mean, Reclamation's kind of good now? I don't know, this deck is really weird. I've never played this card in Cube. But, okay, so these are all lands. 27. Maybe I cut Metamorph. I don't really need it. I mean, Solitude's kind of like free. Subtlety's kind of like free. I kind of just want, because I have Mana Crypt and Soul Ring, I kind of just want proactive threats. Devine's Reclamation isn't the most proactive. Basically what I'm saying is I'm planning for my stuff to not die. I love Spell Pierce. I love this counter magic. Tithe Taker, I could see being bad. I could see Flicker Wisp being a little bad. But I mean, we have Palace Jailer and we have Trinket Mage. And Solitude. That's like okay. This deck's weird. I don't know. I mean, I could probably cut Tithe Taker and then run 16 land Soul Ring. I could see that. How many blue sources do I have though? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? That's not terrible. How many white sources? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need white sources on turn 3. And I have Spell Pierce, Trinket Mage, Factor Fiction. I think I might just do 5 and 5. Because I really need double of each. Alright, let's try that. Seawall, round 1. Oh, right, we were playing against Ansith. So everyone good luck, have fun. Go first. Oh yeah. Ooh. This hand is precarious, but I'm gonna keep it. We just have to guess on which of the lands. I think it's a better world where we have more planes in the deck. So we're gonna bank on that first. Because if we get to go turn 2 Adeline or Palace Jailer, that's huge. And if we whiff, then you know we're still set up for turn 3 Adeline. And I can wasteland stuff. Alright, deck. White source. Untapped. Oh boy. Alright, well, let's go Soul Ring here. We have a bunch of mana we just need to draw into our playable cards. This wasteland is kind of hurting us a lot. Keenan Bonder Prodigy. Whenever you tap a null and permanent for mana, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're just going to activate Keenan next turn. Please, deck. White source. Okay. Okay. Palace Jailer. Let's eat that. Go ahead. Ooh, Reprieve is good too, actually. In fact, that was kind of perfect because it was a white source and a blue source. Wow, they were going to go off with Keenan. I'm sorry, opponent. We get to go Scalding Tarn for just Island that lets me hold up Mana Drain and play Adeline. Pretty good. No block with Sakura Tribe Elder. Interesting. Because they could block sack for a free land. They don't want the free land. Do they have Crater Hoof? Oh, I guess they could just attack me. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that makes sense. They could just attack me with both and take the Monarch. Then they get Keenan back. That's pretty spicy. Let's kill this one. But they can actually activate Keenan right now. The weird thing is I might be able to beat an Emrakul. Yeah, okay. I was supposed to not attack there, I guess. Solitude's also pretty good. Go Wasteland. I mean, I can play Gideon and hold up Mana Drain. Let's play Gideon. And make it Knight. That's mostly just to grow Adeline's power so they die faster. And I can still evoke Solitude pitching Reprieve. We attack with a human because we're going to make another one, so the free block they get is kind of negated. Endurance. So they can eat my graveyard. They have 2 cards in hand. I mean, Endurance is fine. They choose none. So I can Solitude away their Endurance. I almost want to Solitude away the Keenan, though. Let's just do that. Because then they have no, like, activated ability nonsense later on. And I get the Monarch, too. So I'm not really going down on cards, because I'm guaranteed here to get the Monarch. And then I have blockers for both of their attackers. Raphaelis is fine. I'm just saving Mana Drain for something scary. Okay, we draw planes. Let's go play that. Uptick Gideon. I guess I might as well play this Lion Sash. And equip it to the Knight. That way they can't just easily block with endurance. And so right now this is 5 plus 5 is 10. So they have to block, so I might as well attack with these two. Alright, let's eat some stuff from the graveyard. They go to 2. We have mana drain. We draw a card. Pretty good card. That's actually really nice because I don't have to show the mana drain now. Okay. Green, blue stuff. Me. Oh, Elish Norn seems pretty good. Bring that in, and we get rid of Spell Pierce. Well, this hand looks good. It's gonna be a very expedient Elspeth. I'm gonna lead on basic island so I don't get like strip mined or wastelanded. And then turn 2 we'll go Synchron Coast Mana Drain. Hopefully Mana Drain a big, 3-drop from our opponent and then land an Elspeth. Because they're not doing anything yet. They're not doing anything? What kind of hand did they keep? That I would like to know. Back for 1. I guess I can turn this into a 1/1 flyer and then play Mana Drain as well. Is this like an end step endurance? Weird. Halfling is fine. Oh, are they just like hard playing around Mana Drain right now? That would be interesting. I'll turn this into a flyer. Grab our tapped land. Line Sash is alright. Attack for 1 in the air. And I guess I'll play Line Sash because it can get really big really fast. I mean, I guess I am telegraphing counter magic, so they could just be like next leveling me by going Delighted Halfling into something. Channel. I'll counter that. Can't have none of that business around here. Okay, so I'm guessing they just kept a hand with channel plus stuff, and they're like, if I draw one of my payoffs, I can get there. That's a lot of mana. Oh, what a good magic card Umezawa's Jite is. That's ridiculous. Do I want to trade Line Sash for Raphellos? Not really. Kill you. Play Vanguard. Pass turn. Okay. Run doesn't have haste. Just a big dude. Let's eat this. Oh, you know what's funny? He's not indestructible. I could just kill him with Elspeth. Pay 4 life, he gains indestructible until end of turn. Well, let's play Elspeth and just minus here. Seems good. Kill their mana source. Jite is just like a death sentence against the green decks. Okay, see you all next round. Hey, the card game I've been working on for almost 2 years, Algomancy, is on Kickstarter right now for only a few more days, so I'm just showcasing some mechanics in the game. Today I want to talk about viruses and the augment mechanic. Augment is indicated by this plus symbol inside of the text box, and what that says is you can add this line of text onto any card. So Smoldering Inferno is a strong card, it's a 7/1 for 2, but it has the drawback that you sacrifice it at the end of combat. However, because it's a virus, you can tell in the top right, you can give this line of text to something else in combat. So if your opponent has something scary, maybe this Chitin Shredder is bothering you, and it's attacking you or you're attacking them, you can pay this card's cost to give this effect onto an opposing unit. Now, the Chitin Shredder is going to read, at the end of combat, sacrifice me, so you can treat this card like a removal spell, or play it as a card with a drawback, and there's a lot of flexibility in how you can make this work. Powerful also is an augmentable ability that allows sources to deal double damage. This card is also a virus, meaning you can play it mid-combat. So, for example, if you have Smoldering Inferno in play and you're attacking them, you can augment Powerful onto it, and now suddenly this card does 14 damage. So there's a lot of flexibility in how you can play these cards, even though they have simple effects. If you're interested, you can check the Kickstarter in the link in the description. All right, we're playing against Rish Kabam. Rish Kabam. Teleporting look, have fun. And let's go first. Good opener. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll keep this. This is a turn 2 Palace Jailer. I hope I'm playing against green and they go like turn 1 Mana Dork. Then I get to Palace Jailer their Mana Dork. That'd be pretty nice. No! Grief! I should have played the Mana Crypt. Oh, I got max punished for that. This makes this hand way worse. I mean, they did have to 2 for 1. Do they have Ephemerate? Okay, you know, they probably have Ephemerate. Sometimes you just get got. Sometimes that's magic. Well, I had big plans, but now I'm doing literally nothing. And probably gonna die. Because they take Mana Crypt, they take Skyclave, and then next turn they get to Ephemerate. And then they take the other one. Pretty good. I mean, I did draw a Danto Vanguard, which does something, but next turn we lose Skyclave Apparition, and I guess we can still draw Soul Ring and be in an okay spot, but this was going to help us cast Elspeth quickly. That was like a really good late game plan we had, and that is gone. I've never seen that combo come together in Cube before. I mean, Fairy's good too. We'll attack. We sure can't block. I mean, I guess technically we win the race currently. If I just... I mean, it's really rough. If I had just played Mana Crypt, I could play Teferi right now. Oh, GTA is good too. You know what? You know what? We're doing good stuff. GTA is a messed up card. Ugh. Alright. Well played, opponent. I think I'm just dead now. I'm trying to think, because like my best top decks would be like Palace Jailer, things like that. But now they have the Monarch, so they're just drawing a bunch of cards. This is like one of the few things in the cube that can kill my Vanguard. Gets around my GTA. I don't have any haste things. Yeah. So I'm dead next turn, so I'm trying to think if there's anything I could possibly draw. I guess like Council's, if they whip, like Council's Judgment, the Custody Lich, they draw like running lands. Nah. Wow, that went from like the best start I've ever seen to just dead. This feels like a pretty good Metamorph matchup. I'll bring that in instead of Flicker Wisp. Because they have a lot of things that are like ETBs that are good to copy. Alright, let's hope for something a little more friendly. I mean, we keep this. If I draw a white, we can play Adeline. If I draw blue, I can play Counterspell Mana Drain, and I have Reprieve in the meantime. And the odds of them going turn 1 Solitude Ephemerate are so low. Esper Sentinel? Oh boy. Alright. Well, that's rough. They're playing like Constructed over there. I mean, if I just take 1 here and then I draw a land and I can play Adeline, that'd be good. Because I really don't want to Reprieve into an Esper Sentinel. But I guess I have to. Because I need to draw a land here. Because if I don't draw a land, I'm just like straight up dead. Ugh. Can't even play GTA because I'll draw a card. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Aha, they played around Mana Tithe. Oh, never mind. They just have Concealing Curtains. Ugh, well, I guess they get to draw another card here. Because basically, I'm giving them a card, but otherwise I would be discarding and also time walking myself. So let's not do that. But the problem is basically Esper Sentinel, when I'm this mana screwed, is just never gonna work out. Next turn, maybe I can like Trinket Mage into Soul Ring and like try and get something going that way. Or I guess Phyrexian Metamorph the Grief. That blocks a lot of their things. Never mind. Okay, I take 4. Okay, so I do draw a land. What's the play? Definitely gonna fetch. Has to be untapped. I think it involves Trinket Mage. And I can get Mana Crypt and then pay so they don't draw and just hope they have nothing. And then I could go Mana Crypt into Jite. I'm taking damage off Mana Crypt a lot. I can do the same thing, take Soul Ring. They get to draw a card. I'm gonna take 7, so I'm dead in 2 turns. Maybe even less off Concealing Curtains. I think I need to get lucky. Pay the 1 here. Play Jite. If we win this game, it's going to be on the back of Jite. I think they're going to have Custodial Lich here, given that they took my Metamorph. And that'll probably seal the deal. that's pretty bad too. Can I ever win this now? Because I needed an attacker with Jite. I'm taking 7 down to 6. They're drawing cards. I'm gonna lose the flip. Okay, I did win. Tapped land. I don't think I can win this. I mean, I'm just dead to this transforming, right? Or Custodial Lich. Okay. See y'all next round. Oh, right, we're playing against Pigeon Postman. Let's go first. Sure. Again, as always, with this deck, if we draw a blue source, we're good. If we draw a white source, we're good. And I think for the sake of mana efficiency, I'm just going to get down this Lion Sash turn 1. It's like not great as a turn 1 play, but if we draw well, I'll be happy about it. Now, if we draw poorly, we're going to be sad. Factor Fiction would be awesome. So our good draws are Island, Plains, Factor Fiction, any of our 2 drops, except for Mana Drain. Opponent has Karakas, good to know about. We also could just die to our own Mana Crypt. That is a possibility. Attack them. And I'm just going to play Palace Jailer. We already have Solitude, so just getting card draw going seems pretty good against the white deck. Do they have... Oh my gosh. They actually have a thing. Okay, well, I can block with Palace Jailer and I can Spell Pierce a removal spell, so it's not that bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's pretty bad. What am I doing? So, this gives Cathartic Commando flying. Am I just gonna die? I mean, I get to Solitude the Steel Seraph. I do win the flip. Now I draw Fact. Okay, let's do this. If I attack like that, I'm still kind of weak to a removal spell. So, let's just attack like this. Make sure we get our Monarch back. We draw a land. It's not an untapped land, but it's better than nothing. Because I can at least hold up Spell Pierce and Factor Fiction. That Cathar Commando kind of wrecked me though. If I just held up Solitude, then they Cathar Commando, I flash in Solitude. I'm in like pretty good shape. Okay, so this attack, what does it say to me? It says I want to trade for sure. I think I'd rather have Solitude in play. Although, I'm trying to think, Flicker Wisp? They just don't want to blink my Palace Jailer. I'd rather have Solitude gaining me life if they have like Armageddon here. Oof. Can't Spell Pierce that. The One Ring is so broken. I do have the Monarch, but I can't gain life off my Solitude now. And we're just dying. Just dying. Let's go Talisman of Progress. That at least lets me have Counterspell up. And no attacks, because they got protection. They draw cards. I mean, they're going to take some damage. And I guess I have the Monarch. Skull Clamp we don't care about. Because they have the One Ring, which is like way more broken. Usher the Fallen is also fine. That we care about. Yeah, I guess we'll counterspell that one. Because we want to be able to gain life off of Solitude at least once. And I think probably more than that, I might just Emblem Gideon. We'll see though. Alright, let's eat some of their stuff. Oh, you know what I can do? I could just equip Lion Sash to Solitude. That seems good. We draw Wasteland as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I can actually do this. This will make this have 4, so they can't even block it. Yeah, let's do that. Play Wasteland. Attack them for 5. Just 5. Then play Elspeth. Very unlikely they can get through Elspeth. But we'll see. And then next turn we can hold up Mana Drain. So if we survive this turn, they're drawing 3 cards though. If we survive this turn, then maybe we'll be in a good shape. So they didn't attacking me with both. Sure. What does that suggest? A Wrath? Steal Elspeth? Pretty good. I mean, Fractured Identity is ridiculous. We can agree on that. Okay, so I could play Adeline and Gideon here. I can't hold up Mana Drain. And Elspeth's gonna be able to kill my Solitude and Adeline with a down tick. Yeah, Elspeth can kill Adeline with a down tick. I can try and hit Council's Judgment with Factor Fiction. I can hold up Mana Drain. I could just go Gideon plus Mana Drain, plus Wasteland, plus Spell Pierce. That's probably the play. Play Gideon. Gideon makes a knight. Wasteland their Caracas. And attack Elspeth for 5. I mean, they will eventually die to the One Ring, which is some amount of comfort. I have Mana Drain and Spell Pierce at the ready. Okay, they're just kind of all in on the ring. I like to see that. Because they have so many cards, like, they can't play them all. Okay, so Flicker Wisp. I guess they're trying to hit their ring. Let's Mana Drain the Flicker Wisp. That way they just take damage. And honestly, I think I just Spell Pierce that. Just denying the mana as best as I can. Because they have so many cards. The only thing that's limiting them is how many things they can play in a turn. Mana Crypt. We both have broken artifacts that damage us. Celestial Colonnade is pretty good. Let's play Factor Fiction first. Oh, those are good. Those are pretty good. So I could just Council Judgment, hit Elspeth. Skyclave is mana value 4 or greater. I'm not that scared of Teferi. I think I'm not even that scared of Elspeth, to be honest. Oh, you know what? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can play both Skyclave and Council's Judgments. I could Skyclave a Mox Diamond. Let's start with Council's Judgment, because that one's more important. Hit Elspeth. Then we Skyclave Apparition, Mox Diamond. And then I play Celestial Colonnade, so I'm representing lethal. And what do? I mean, they kind of have to chump with a bunch of stuff now. I think it is up to Gideon. 5, 5, 2. Even if they take this 1 damage, right? They could take the Monarch, but that doesn't really do anything. Because if they take 1 damage, Colonnade kills them. Okay. Reasonable blocks from the opponent. We get to draw a card. They go to 4? 5 life? Okay. They're dead if they don't find anything here. That split on Factor Fiction was weird, because they gave me the 2 cards I needed. Nice, okay. Mono white with the 1 ring. Elish Norn. I don't know. I mean, they have Fractured Identity, so that's kind of messed up. I think we'll just run it back. Just be sure to have Spell Pierce up for the 1 ring and Fractured Identity. I have had... Wow. I mean, okay. Literally all of my openers have been Island, Plains, Soul Ring, and or Mana Crypt. That's ridiculous. That's pretty good. Let's go Plains, Soul Ring, and Jite? They have Cathar Commando. Oh, Bowmasters. You know, Bowmasters is surprisingly not that good against us. We don't have that much card draw, if any, in our deck. And they missed a land drop. And we drew a land. Let's go Retrofitter Foundry. Play our land. We get to make a token here, and then we'll be able to equip GT next turn. They have Gaia's Cradle. No! What kind of draw? Alright, well, that's different than I thought it was gonna be. Oh man. What does this do? Whenever equipped creature attacks, create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. How much mana do I have? Because I can Solitude this and then use GT plus Retrofitter Foundry to deny them the next draw. If I don't Solitude this, they're gonna have like a million tokens attacking me. Or not attacking me, they just make them. Then I make Retrofitter Foundry, I play Adeline, they just block the Adeline thing. Yeah, okay. Here we go. I'll just make a Retrofitter token right now. And they decide not to block. Opponent said probably worth the Solitude. Respect. Let's equip GT here. We're actually in pretty good shape because I can attack with GT and then they take it. I can make another GT counter and I have Spell Pierce. So they're not doing anything because they need the mana to equip this, but if I have GT, they can't equip it. So I think I just wait. Oh, I actually made a mistake. It's not necessarily a mistake, but they can equip that here, but they can try and equip to Bowmasters. If I try and GT kill it, then they can equip to the Thraben Inspector. Pest Infestation there. Okay. Let's kill the Bowmasters. Because they're going to have so many tokens now. Oh, I could just Spell Pierce that. That's right. Forgot about that one. Okay, then I get to make a Retrofitter Foundry token. Line Sash also pretty good. So let's attack them with GT again. Because this can deny their Gaia's Cradle mana, then they're like really far behind. Okay, now let's kill their stuff. And then cast Factor Fiction. Oh, that's clever. It's like Elspeth lands versus Counterspell Reprieve. I'm probably just taking the island. Yeah, this pile's so good for me. Just snap, take the island. Then I can play Lion Sash. And then next turn I have Elspeth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I mean, my opponent has 2 mana. GG's opponent. GG's. This was just like, I drew Soul Ring or Mana Crypt every opener, I think. Like, every single time. But then I got unlucky not hitting my colored mana on time, but it's hard to complain when you have Soul Ring and Mana Crypt in your deck. Nice mirror match. Yeah, it was cool. Well, opponent was really chill. We talked for a little bit afterwards. Pretty decent league showing. Except for that one match where we just got absolutely stomped, but what can I say? It's a high variance game. No complaints about the deck except the mana situation. Deck was sweet. See you next time.